You're rocking with the voice of Town View. We put our spin on trending topics and school news. Thought-provoking, insightful, we speak the truth. We do it for all ages, not just for the youth. Listen close, you might learn something. Or laugh so hard, you split your side or something. Live stream a podcast. Whenever you tune in, it's sure to be a blast. Let's be honest, you don't want to miss that. Content so real, you gonna want to run it back. We keep you entertained while making an impact. Want foreign announcements? Well, this is not that. Sports, pop, culture, political. Whatever you like, we got you covered, bro. It's a movement more than just a show. It's KSBM Radio.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the KSBM Radio, the voice of Town View, and I'm here with
DOC, the doc, baby.
Told me I was about to say DOCK. And I'm JoJo, and we're back again for another special sports segment.
It's been a while.
Still don't have a name for it, but
it's all right though.
Don't worry about that.
It's been a while, bro.
Just know it's your favorite show, or your favorite segment, and that's that. So what you been up to? It's been a minute.
Yes, it has been a minute. I won't say I've been up too much, honestly. I mean, I've for the last couple of weeks I've been preparing for another show. Obviously, we just kind of been doing some editing and looking over some things, but I've been always prepared for another show.
Whenever.
Yeah, you always got to be ready. You know, if you're not ready, like they say on the announcements, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. And yeah, that's it.
That's what's up. I mean, it is kind of to that period especially for seniors where it's like y'all are basically done, but like y'all aren't done yet.
Yeah,
and especially since AP testing starts next week.
2 weeks from now.
2 weeks. Well, yeah. So it's like that last little stretch. So
yeah,
you gotta ride the wave till you.
I'm not gonna. It's so hard. Like once you know you're at the end, you feel like you can just come up off of it, and things are getting lighter. But it's not at all. Like things are still heavy the way that they were in the beginning of the year. So you just gotta stay the course till it's over.
Yep. Got any plans for the summer?
Working.
Yeah, that college day gonna hit. You got any more immediate plans?
Not really, to be honest. Except basketball. That's it.
I might go camping next week, all the way back to Austin. I don't know. It's kind of just like a one-day thing, but I haven't been camping in forever. And the one time we did go, it was all the way in Oklahoma, and the water was freezing. I can't remember what the place was called.
Oklahoma's really cold.
Yeah, especially since it was it during the winter? I don't even remember. I doubt we went during the winter, but yeah, all I remember is that it was cold. And then when we were leaving, it was starting to rain on us.
Dang, I think I'm going to PV tomorrow with my friend. So that would be really interesting. I've never been. No, I have been to PV before. I went last year, but like it wasn't like an official visit or nothing. And I just kind of went, you know.
So are you getting like a tour this time? Nice. Is that one of your primary choices?
It's top 3.
Anyways, so you ready to get into the segment?
Yes, sir, I am. So our first topic for today is the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs started Saturday, April 15th with a quadruple header. Well, a triple header on ESPN, and then they switched over to TNT. We started off the day with Brooklyn versus Philadelphia. The Sixers won by 20. Embiid had 26, followed by 23 points and 13 assists from James Harden on 7 of 13 shooting from the three-point line. 21 points from Tobias Harris. Mikal Bridges scored 30 points for Brooklyn on a really efficient 12 for 18 shooting. So Mikal Bridges, he's been hooping, man. Like whenever he gets the ball down the stretch, he's always ready to go and get a bucket. I think this will be one of those series that ends up like people are gonna see it like to be really competitive, but it'll probably be over just because of what Philadelphia has and the chip on their shoulder.
I feel like this is gonna be one of the series that really highlight like a solid team from a championship level team. Like the Nets have an all around good squad. Like they got a lot of depth, especially after the big trades. But I'd really say the 76ers really have the star power to elevate them to that next level, and this is really going to highlight the difference between that in the league.
Most definitely. After the Sixers and Nets game, the Boston Celtics played against the Atlanta Hawks, and they were on the verge of whooping them, like absolutely decimating that team. They were up by 30 at like halftime, and then sometime in the third quarter, they cut the lead to about 13. They won. Boston won the game 112-99. Jaylen Brown had 29 points. Jason Tatum had 25, 24 from Derek White. DeJounte Murray scored 24 points for Atlanta. And Trae Young, he was basically put in a straitjacket, to be honest. Like, he shot, like, he was shooting so terribly. And I'm not here to knock Trae Young, but if he's going to prove that he's that guy, he's been on the trade market for the last couple of weeks. Like, the Hawks are looking to potentially trade him, depending on how he feels about the team. If he really wants to put his value up there, he's got to perform better. He shot 5 for 18. I think he still had 20 points, but like it was mostly off free throws. The Knicks played after them. They played Cleveland. That was a really close game. The Knicks won 101-97. That was a real game of runs, honestly. Like the Knicks would come and attack, and then right after that, Donovan Mitchell, he would go on a scoring rampage, and he would just absolutely give the Knicks bucket after bucket after bucket.
I feel like those are the best types of games because
Definitely.
it's just back to back to back. Like there's no better feeling than watching a game and then the crowd goes crazy, boom, bucket, and then they race down back to the court, boom, another one.
They just keep trading them.
Yeah,
Donovan Mitchell
in the playoffs.
Donovan Mitchell is an elite level player, and he needs to be recognized for that. I think he's the best shooting guard in the NBA.
I don't know about that.
Hey, we're going to have to talk about that another time. He basically, like, in my opinion, he really channeled, like, people compare him to Dwayne Wade a lot, and I feel like he really channeled that in that game. He had
I can definitely see the Dwayne Wade comparison. They have very similar play styles, but I would not. I don't know about best shooting guard in the league right now.
I think he is.
Actually, when I think about it, I don't know who I would take above him at shooting guard. Now that I think about it, I don't know.
Exactly.
You got me thinking now.
He had 38 points. Darius Garland had 17. Jared Allen had 14 points and 14 rebounds. On the other hand, for the Knicks, Jalen Brunson had 27 points. Julius Randle had 19 points and 10 rebounds. And Josh Hart also had 17 points and 10 rebounds. So when your 6'5" small forward has 10 rebounds, it's kind of a problem.
Yeah, me personally, I wouldn't take that.
The last game of the night, for that night at least, was the Golden State Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings won that game by 3. That was an absolute nail-biter. Curry got open for the last shot, and he missed it. I won't say I'm mad, but I am disappointed because, I mean, like, he was wide open, honestly, and he shot the ball off one leg. I really feel like he could have taken like a better shot, taking that shot off too. I feel like if he did, he would have made that shot and would have went to overtime. But
it was very uncharacteristic of him.
Yeah,
especially for an open 3. But I can't remember. I don't think I watched that game. Was it like a buzzer beater, or was it like a 10 seconds left?
No, it was a buzzer beater. Like if he had hit the shot, it would have went down at the buzzer.
It's understandable, I guess, but. That's gonna be a good series though, because the Warriors don't have like I wouldn't even say they don't have the depth they used to have, but they're definitely not the what were they 79-8
73-9.
Yeah, I flipped them. They're definitely not the Warriors of years past, but they can still definitely get it done. But this young Kings team is definitely gonna put up a challenge, and it's gonna be a big hurdle for them to get over it. Get over them to go into the second round.
Definitely. And in game one, we saw De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk combine for 70 points together. De'Aaron had 38 and Malik Monk had 32, backed up by 16 points from Trey Lyles. Steph Curry had 30 points. Klay Thompson had 21. Andrew Wiggins had 17 in his first game back since February. And Jordan Poole also had 17. The Sunday games started with the Grizzlies and the Lakers. The Lakers took that one in a true team effort. Rui Hachimura scored 29 points, followed by, I want to say, Austin Reeves had 23. And then he shot a perfect 5 for 5 in the fourth quarter. Austin Reeves is definitely he's gonna be their X factor in this playoff series.
I
and
feel
for the
like
rest of the playoffs.
especially this season, or not this season. Recently, like towards the end of the season and in this series, he was like, I've been seeing a bunch of posts about him like on Instagram and stuff. Like he been saying I'm him and all that, and I feel like he's kind of been showing up. So
I'm telling you, all
he's
season
his bag definitely.
Yeah, for sure. This offseason, he's going to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
AD had 22. LeBron had 21. D'Angelo Russell had 19 points. On the other side, for the Grizzlies, Jaren Jackson had 31 points. Desmond Bane had 22. And Ja Morant left in the fourth quarter with 18 points after he suffered a hand injury. It was a scary fall. I'm not going to lie. Like, when he fell, his fingers went back, and like that just didn't look right. So, but he's expected to play tonight just like a small chunk of minutes. He won't play like 30, 40 minutes.
I feel like everybody's been getting injured recently. Like we already talked about it before, but even in the playoffs, what's his face? Tyler Hero broke his hand. Giannis
diving for a loose ball.
Yeah. What was it? Lower back injury or?
His lower back.
Yeah. Who else? Now Ja. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. But.
Yeah, and just a quick little recap over the other games. Miami beat Milwaukee in game one. The Clippers beat Phoenix in a down to the wire game as well. Denver absolutely whooped Minnesota on Sunday.
That one was nasty.
Yeah. It was 109 to 80, and
Jesus.
Yeah, it was really a team effort from the Nuggets as well.
What is that, like a 30-point deficit? 29?
Almost, yeah,
Something
29.
Like
and then last night or yesterday, the Sixers and Nets played again. The Sixers won that game, and then the Kings won as well again. So the Sixers have a 2-0 lead, and the Kings have a 2-0 lead. Martin, what are your picks for these first round matchups?
I feel like a lot of them are going to be super close. But, all right, let's start in the West. So, who do we got? We got the Nuggets against the Wolves, right?
Yes.
Definitely Nuggets. Like, come who else? We got Lakers. What was that?
Lakers and nothing?
Yeah, Lakers and Grizzlies. That one's definitely one that can go either way, but I'm going to have to go with the Lakers because, I don't know. I want to see LeBron against whoever they face. Who would they face next?
They play the Warriors.
If they win. So, yeah, I'd go with the Lakers. I'd say in... I'd say in 6. No, 7. 7 because it's going to be a close game. And also depending on how much Ja produces tonight, even though he's going to have limited play.
All right.
Who else do we got in the West? We got
the Suns and the Clippers.
Suns. Oh my God, that one's gonna be horrible. Oh, horrible! It's gonna be great. That's what I meant to say. I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I know it's kind of a shock, but I was not expecting Russell Westbrook to play the way he's been playing recently because I don't know what it was about him, but he's just been playing with like a aura about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he be kind of hit or miss, but like he's been working for them. And Kawhi and Paul George, I feel like they've hardly ever done anything in the playoffs. They made it to the conference championships that one year, right? what was it, in the bubble?
The year after.
Or yeah, the year after. But I feel like they really need to prove themselves and make their mark in the playoffs at least, even if they don't go all the way. Then in the East, really the only two teams I see it making out of the East is the Bucks and the Celtics. But we'll skip past that and stick in the first round. It's the Heat against the Bucks. Yeah. That's a good one because Jimmy Butler, he's I don't know what it is about him when he goes into the playoffs, but he hits that extra gear. But I'd still definitely go with the Bucks, especially since Tyler Hero broke his hand. I'd say that one in 6 because they're down 1-0, right? Or no, up.
The Bucks are down 1-0.
Yeah, so I'd say the Heaters gonna steal another game because Jimmy is just like that, but they're definitely gonna come away with the win in the series. Then after that is the Nets. The Nets and the Sixers. Sixers definitely. Like we said, it's just gonna show the levels between. This is like JV against varsity kind of. I hate to say no hate to the Nets. They're all great players, but Joel Embiid, MVP caliber player. I'd say number 2 in the MVP race. And James Harden. Who else they got? I feel like they're so stacked. I can't name all their good players. Then the Cavs against the Knicks. Ooh. I'd have to go with the Knicks on that one. I love me some Donovan Mitchell. But I feel like the Knicks with Julius Randle have just a slight bit more depth than the Cavs. What about you?
All right, well, since you started in the West, I'll start in the West too. With that 1 versus 8 seed matchup with the Nuggets and the Timberwolves. This is going to be a big shocker, and this is like the hot take of the day. But I've got the Timberwolves in 7.
Oh, my God.
I know Anthony Edwards.
This guy.
Anthony Edwards has been in a slump recently, but I know he knows what it takes to win, and he has to prove that he is definitely that guy from Minnesota. He's not going to play with a chip on his shoulder, but he is going to play with that attacker's mentality. He's going to play with that. He's a competitor. So I just feel like one way or another he'll be able to get himself out of this slump and take the Wolves to the next round.
Against the Nets? The Nuggets in the 7-round series?
For sure. I mean, it's a 7-game series, so anything can happen, honestly.
I can see it.
I think the Suns are going to win against the Clippers. The Clippers are going to be playing without Paul George for this series.
Oh, the whole series?
Pretty much.
Dang.
And so.
About that. In how many games?
7.
7?
Yeah. The Warriors are down 2-0 right now. But I think that they'll be able to pull this one out in 6. I think they have the potential to win the next 4 games.
Definitely.
But if it goes to 7, I can also live with that. The Lakers are gonna beat the Grizzlies in 6 games because of Ja's injury, really. Out east, I got the Bucks in 7 over the Heat. I got the Cavs. Yeah, I got the Cavs in 7 over the Knicks. The Sixers in 5, and the Celtics will sweep Atlanta.
Interesting. Well, we'll be right back after a short break. Stay tuned.
Yo, what's up, KZN family? Currently enjoying the show? Well, don't leave us just yet. We'll be right back after this short break. This is KSBN Radio Sports and Entertainment section coming up, where we bring you the latest sports and the most entertainment going on around the world. So sit back and enjoy.
Welcome back, KSBN Radio. This is JoJo, and I'm here with
Doc.
All right, so our next topic is going to be sticking with the NBA, and as you know, the playoffs started, and this is it's signaling the end of the season. and the NBA award finalists are revealed. And we're gonna go over we're gonna announce them to you all, and we're gonna see who we pick for our finalists.
So we're going to start with Coach of the Year, which has technically already been announced. Mike Brown of the Sacramento Kings was voted Coach of the Year by the NBPA. And so he won over Boston's head coach, Joe Mazzulla, and Mark Daigneault from OKC. For Defensive Player of the Year, they announced that yesterday. Jaren Jackson of the Memphis Grizzlies won that award over Evan Mobley and Brook Lopez. For MVP, that's still up for grabs, or it's not up for grabs, but it's still unannounced. Yeah. Giannis Antetokounmpo from the Milwaukee Bucks, Joel Embiid, and the Joker, Nikola Jokic. For most improved player, we have Jalen Brunson from the New York Knicks, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the Thunder, and Lauri Markkanen of the Utah Jazz. For Rookie of the Year, we have P5, Paolo Banchero, Walker Kessler, and Jalen Williams. For Sixth Man, Malcolm Brogdon of Boston, Bobby Portis from Milwaukee, and Emmanuel Quickley from New York. For Clutch Player of the Year, which I believe is actually a new award.
It is. I definitely don't remember that. When I saw it announced, like the finalists, I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, but I think this one is gonna be so hard to like really choose, because the three finalists are like really those guys. Like in the fourth quarter, you can always go to them and they can get a bucket.
And especially since it's so like, what's the word? It's so opinionated. I mean, there's some level of statistics involved, but I feel like it's very much opinion.
For sure. But for that, we have Jimmy Butler of the Miami Heat, DeMar DeRozan of the Chicago Bulls, and De'Aaron Fox of the Sacramento Kings. So, Martin, who would you pick for each of these awards?
Okay, we'll go in the order we said it. So we started off with Coach of the Year. I can agree with the Kings coach, because I feel like nobody expected them to be as good as they were. The OKC coach was a bit of an interesting pick, but I can understand why. But definitely, what's his name? I already forgot.
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown was definitely the right choice for Coach of the Year.
Yes.
MVP. Okay. So, I love Giannis. He's one of my favorite players right now, but it's not between him. It's definitely between the Joker and Joel Embiid. And I'm going to go with the soon-to-be 3-time back-to-back MVP. Jesus. That's crazy. Has that ever happened before?
Larry Bird back in the 80s.
That's crazy. It's only been him, right? That's insane. But I feel like if there's one reason that he might not win it, or technically two, is that people think he's like kind of boring, since he's not the most flashy player in the world, even though he does have some insane passes. But that's like besides the point. And then also that he's, like I said, won it 2 times in a row, and people want to see another player win it, and so they're gonna go with somebody else like Joel Embiid, who has also been having an amazing season. But I think definitely the Joker deserves it. Who do you think?
Well, one, I'm gonna have to disagree with you definitely on that. Because Giannis.
You're not going with Giannis, are you?
I'm not going with Giannis.
Oh, okay.
Although he averaged over 30 points a game, and his team had the best record in the NBA.
Bro, isn't it crazy that there have been like 10 players with all-time level seasons this season, and we can only pick one? That's insane.
It's crazy. But I gotta say, Joel Embiid is definitely the MVP. He's definitely the most valuable to his team, and because when you think about it, Jokic doesn't miss many games. Embiid can miss a lot of games, and then the Sixers will suffer. If the Nuggets lose Jokic, they'll still be able to hold their own. And so I just feel like that makes going based off of the criteria of the name, and specifically the criteria of the award, even, Embiid seems like the more valuable player to the team. He led the league in scoring. His team was 3rd in the Eastern Conference. So, I mean, And I mean, he's been playing at an MVP level for 3 straight seasons and has not won in one time. So I mean,
the same could be said for Giannis.
yes, but Giannis, did Giannis win back-to-back MVP?
I think he did.
He did.
He did.
Giannis won back-to-back MVPs, and so has Jokic. So I mean,
Who would you say is more valuable to their team? Not saying that they're the most valuable player, but like, who would you say is more important to their team, Giannis or Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid.
You think so?
Yes, because the Bucks still have offensive weapons, even if Giannis is not playing. They still have Drew Holiday. They still have Chris Middleton, a great defender and DPOY candidate in Brook Lopez, or he was a finalist. They also have Grayson Allen to come off the bench. They have Bobby Portis to come off the bench. You know, they have a lot of depth. And so I feel like even without Giannis, they can still get the job done. With the Sixers without Embiid, they have a little bit of trouble. But I mean, that's my reasoning for Embiid being the MVP.
I can agree with that, but I guess we'll move on to the next one, which is Defensive Player of the Year. And I personally had Jaren Jackson Jr.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't really have a specific reason. That's a horrible argument. I don't have a specific reason, but I feel like he was more of a defensive presence than who won? Evan Mobley, right?
Nah, Jaren Jackson won, but I mean,
I'm tripping.
Evan Mobley.
I don't know
Mobley was
why
a
in my
candidate
head
for sure.
Evan Mobley won it. I don't know. I'm tripping. But I mean, he did win it, so I was right. But I don't know. I feel like you take Jaren Jackson off of his team, and they would not be as good as they are because their defense is like so many more things would open up because he carries so much of the burden on the defensive side of the ball that he deserved to win it over the two, and especially over Brook Lopez. No knocking on Brook Lopez, but he has such a good defensive team that I feel like that actually might have hurt him because since the team is the Bucks are so good defensively that he didn't really get the chance to shine compared to if he wasn't on a good defensive team, if that makes sense.
That could be the case, but then the Bucks being such a good defensive team would also be why he would win, because he was honestly the head of that defense, averaging 2.5 blocks a game. The Cavs had the best defense statistically though in the league. And this honestly, the part about his team being so good defensively could be the reason he didn't win. Could also be the same thing. Could be said about Jaren Jackson as well, because the Grizzlies allowed the least points per game, but the Bucks were right behind them. So I mean, but I had Evan Mobley winning because I mean the Cavs are the best defense in the league. He averaged 1.5 blocks. It's not 2.5 or 3 blocks, but I mean he was still the head of the statistically best defensive team in the league. So that's why I picked him.
I can see that, but the Jaren Jackson and they were having one of the best defensive teams, but I feel like it was because of him. Like I feel like with the Cavs and the Bucks, they had such a solid all-around defensive team that you take Jaren Jackson off, and they're not going to be nearly as good defensively.
Probably not, at least not in the paint.
Yeah, definitely. Who else is left? Most improved player.
Yes.
I want Lauri Markkanen to win it. I don't know. He's just been one of those guys that you have so much love for no reason. But I definitely like him, especially since he's compared this season to last season. It's been night and day, especially since he made his first. Is it his first? Yeah, his first All-Star appearance in his career. Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, I gotta go with Shea. Shea, he jumped 8 points in his stats. I was looking at the stats the other day. Lauri jumped 10 points, but like Shea was still up there in his jumping stats. He averaged 30 a game. His team was the 10th seed. And I just think that Shea should have won, or Shea should win the award. That's just how I see it.
I can see that, but it looks like we ran out of time. So that is going to be the end of our show. Welcome. This has been the KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview, and I'm JoJo.
Special sports segment, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course.
And
our social medias down below.
Down below.
You already know. I
It's
don't
JoJo and the
JoJo
I should have said
and
it backwards. It's the DOC and JoJo, and we'll see you on the next show. Peace.
Thank you for listening to KSBM Radio, the voice of Townview.
My radio station.
We hope you enjoyed the great content and great discussion, all from a student's perspective. Make sure to follow us on Twitter for the latest updates at KSBM_TVT or on Facebook at KSBM Radio.
Add them on Facebook.
Check them on Facebook. Take care.